Right, evening to us all. All five of us good then. Right, Jeffrey,
Yeah.
you're our first
Victim.
good lad, all yours.
Okay, thank you. So, I've been trying to grow giant leeks and giant onions and everything giant for a few years, but I've decided to try leeks for up and coming 5 years, so I can start from seed because I can't get the plants from England or the grass anymore. So I've got to start from seeds. So I had to find a company that does seeds here for giant leeks and onions and pot leeks. So I found Vrekenzaden, the one I've told you about in the Netherlands before. And he does them. There's like a person with big leeks, giant long leeks, and pot leeks on the package. If they're any good, I don't know. I've shown Nick. I've shown Nick as well. Nick Break. So they said should be okay. So I've tried them. I've sown 3 kinds: 1 pot leek, 1 long leek, long branch, and then one thing I want to try is here we have, well, I think in England as well, it's called Bulgarian long branch leek.
Yeah.
So you've got 2 varieties of them. You've got the long shank white, and then you've got the ultimate white. So I don't know which is better. So I've sown those 2 kinds, and the long leeks and the pot leeks. So I've sowed them. I've grown them on in cells. They're pretty nice root system on them. So I said, right, time to plant them out. So I'm going to do this in those buckets. I've got 2 rows next to each other, and then a row separate on the right-hand side. So what I did was the compost from my compost bin, self-made compost, at the bottom, about half a bucket full. That's 3.5 to 4 liters. Then I put nettles and comfrey in there. So maybe if they need nitrogen and potash, should be okay with that. So fill them with the rest with ordinary compost bags that I had left over from last year. So I filled that, and then I started planting the leeks. Yeah, Mick. So you see, top fill them with the rest of the soil, which is just ordinary where I grew my potatoes in last year. So it shouldn't be too heavy in nutrients or anything. The salt should have washed out because it was outside all the year in like on top of a bed, because I said everything will wash out of it. That's not necessary. So I said, okay, let's start. Yeah, Mick.
What size are the buckets on them, Jeffrey?
They're 10 liters. Hang on, no, 30 liters.
30, okay, right.
Yeah. 3 buckets of water, yes, 30 liters. So I filled them. These are the leeks. Like you see, you could, from the right-hand side, you have 3 rows, then nothing, then 3 rows, then the other 3 rows. So from left to right, it's branch leeks, then 3 pot leeks, and then 3 what are they called, Bulgarian whites. So I said, okay, the roots are coming outside. Yeah, Mick. At the bottom, the roots are coming outside. So I had a look. And look, this is J1. This is a long leek, long branch leek. Yeah, Mick. That is number 3. That's pot leek.
Got a good bit of meat on them now, Jeffrey. Looking good.
That's it. I'm novice at this, and certainly from seed, so I don't know. You've got to know, I don't use lights.
Yeah.
I don't use heat. I don't need a specific date for them to be ready. So I can judge, let's say, myself in December. Because they all have to go to seed. Well, have to go to seed for next year. But then I can clip them for grass. And then I can really see where I can get.
Yeah.
Then next year I can use a little heat, but a little light as well, and see where I can get to, like let's say, between us, where we can get. Then it's really up to you to say, you need to do this or this or this or this, because for me it's a learning curve and I really want to learn this.
Yeah.
But this year is starting from seed. So I put them in, but I put them in about half an inch lower than the soil on the plugs. And those plugs are 15 centimeter plugs. So 15 centimeters is 5-inch plugs.
Nice.
So it's a deep root. So you can see the ones on the left, they're the Y1, so that's the long leeks. Then the other row is the pot leeks. And on the other side, there's another row, and that's the blanch leeks. Yeah, so you just see the other buckets on the other side. What I did then was I asked Mick and Nick how I should start coloring them, or when should I start coloring them, or is it just to blanch or to make them grow higher as well? So instead of using something that's completely closing off the air circulation to it, because I thought if it's like damp, they can rot off, or they can, I don't know, get anything to them. I used the weed suppressant. So I said, it's dark enough if you put layers enough on it. So I measured every, what you call bud, like where the leaves just come out, the last leaves.
The vial.
So every bud, I used 5 centimeters on top of that. So let's say the bud on the first one is 5 centimeters from the soil. Then I put 10 centimeters of color on. If the other one was only 2 centimeters, then I put 7 centimeters of color on. Every time it's 5 centimeters more than where the bud is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where the leaves join, that's called the vial.
Oh, the veil. I thought it was called the bud.
No.
It's called the button as well. Button.
Oh, button. Okay. So from there, I put 5 centimeters on extra to see if they grow up quick. Yeah, Mick. That's a pot leek in there, and that's the hose that I put around it with holes in, an old watering hose. And the tap you can see there is from the bucket from the compost tea I made. So they get compost tea once a week. I just have to put the nozzle on there, open it up, let it run for about half an hour. And the rest of the week they get ordinary water from the lake that I put in a barrel and connect the hose to that. So like today was ordinary water day. I do that once a week for half an hour and let it really soak in. And it seeps in slow, but fairly good drenched, because if you feel the bottom is wet under there. The water comes out. So I said, okay, should be good. Yeah, Mick? So see, that's the other side of the tunnel. That's the other water butt, that's the ordinary water butt. And these are the Bulgarian, long Bulgarians. And then behind them you can see a giant pumpkin and giant marrow. Still need to plant them out. But the other thing is, you see the little collies there. That's my biggest problem I've had all year. Nothing grows in the soil that I bought cheap in bags as a sowing mix. I put them in there, and they've stayed like that for a month and a half.
Do you get any moles by you, Jeffrey?
Moles, yeah, lots of them.
You have to try using the moles, or I just use worm cast and sand, and that worked good for me for seedling.
Yeah, but normally for seedling I use the white bags that I always get, but this year you couldn't get hold of them. So I bought some crappy stuff and look at it. But on the other hand, where the big marrows are in and big pumpkins on the side, that's good. The soil I normally use, and they're rumping away. And the skull is just, because I don't think I can even save them anymore. If I transplant them now, it's probably going to be too late to get anything from them. So I'm going to chuck them and start again. Yeah, Mick?
It's not peat-free compost you're using, is it?
Yeah, the crappy one was the peat-free.
Yeah.
The one in white bags where I'm going to sow foxgloves now. Third harvest of cauliflowers are going in. I think everything I'm going to sow now is going to be in the peat base again because I get better results. So
you will every time.
Yeah. Is there any restriction on peat compost for you next year, Jeffrey?
Yeah, that's why I'm going. I've got a delivery coming of 40 bags. So should see me through about another. I use about only for sowing and potting on. I use about 5 to 10 bags a year. So I've got 40 bags on order. So it should be okay for another 4 or 5 years. And hoping for then they've got something different, because here still you can get the huge bales of 50 kilos is compressed into a bale, and it's peat, pure peat.
Yeah.
So we can still get that. So I've ordered 4 of them as well. So keeping them on the side of the polytunnel and going to mix it in with the crappy stuff we get and see if that helps.
I used to get the bales of moss peat, the compact big bales.
Yep.
Years ago for our sheds. Those people quite enjoying using them. Obviously, you got to rub it out yourself, but in the end, they put the weight up, and people couldn't lift them. They couldn't get. I mean, we'd put them in the boots for them, but when they got on, they couldn't take them out.
Yeah, same here.
We used to have the small bales, and they stopped doing them. They only do the big ones.
I know. We've still got small bales here.
Yeah, we had to stop doing it.
We've got the bales about, let's say, 0.5 meter by 20 on 20, and you can carry it like this.
Yeah.
Like a carrier bag. And then you've got the really bale of straw, compressed, but that's a hefty one to carry. That's 50 kilos. So I've ordered 4 of them. And I'm going to, because the compost that I've made is too heavy.
Yeah.
If I use that pure stuff on there and you water it, it stays waterlogged. It doesn't run through.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to mix it, I think, with the crappy stuff I've got left. Like next year, I'm going to put all of this earth from the leaks in with the compost, mix it all together, and then kind of not sieve it, but mix it good and see if I can use it that way as kind of a potting mix. And if I can't, I'm going to use the white bags. But you can see also the difference, like the green pots, you can see there now. The green, no, the little small pot. Yeah, that's melons and butternut squash. So they're in the good compost, and in front of them, I've always had success with it. It's like snow carpet, and they're in the crappy compost. And look, everything in the crappy compost really is crap.
Yeah.
It's like something put a spell on them and they won't grow. No way. You can water them. I've watered them with pure horse muck, watered everything. No good. Nothing. And that's been my real problem this year, because I've only got 4 onions out of the 50 cells.
Good, Billy.
So no onions this year. Shallots all you want outside, no problem. But the rest, no. So you can see I've always also put like canes over there, because I think it was John Soulsby that uses like canes to put the leaves over when they start to grow. So I said, okay, I'll put canes and see if I can put the leaves over there.
Yeah.
So I don't know when I should check to see how tall the veil has got. So I'm going to wait. Do I wait a month, 14 days to check them? I don't know.
When I do the blanch, I used to do the blanch, I used to take the collars off once a fortnight.
Once a fortnight, okay.
Leave them off all day, so you've got air movement around them to dry the leaks off completely.
Yeah.
And that also dries off the inside. So if that sweats, you gotta be careful of that as well.
And that's why I said I can put tubing around it or anything, but
Yeah.
this like weed suppressant has holes, so it should let a bit of air in.
That's it all.
But I also made them much too big because they're folded 3 times to get the height I need now.
Yeah.
So in theory, let's say I've got 5 inches now high.
Yeah.
Then I go 5. I can go 15 with the same piece of cloth.
That's right. Yeah. That's what we used to
So
do
I
at
can wrap it
the
up.
builders' damp course.
Yeah, but I've
What we used
got
to use.
builder's damp course, but I thought it would sweat, so I used this. So I'm going to use the builder's damp course to make like a barrier for my what's it called, raspberries,
Yeah.
so they can't get through the roots.
Just going back on your compost, when you say it's too heavy, do you make any leaf mold at all?
No leaf mold, but I can get it from the bushes and the woods behind. That's not a
I'm
problem.
gonna start making leaf mold. I've started mixing that now with my compost ingredients, and it's it opens everything up. You got a bit of goodness in there.
Yeah, it's surrounded with forest, so I can use it from there.
Yeah. Oh, get them. When I'm taking the hound for a walk, there's still leaves out there, and I'm going to get another dog next week.
Yeah.
Because I'm on my last bag of leaf mold now. That was about 4.
I'll have to try it.
Do you use perlite or vermiculite, Jeffrey?
I've got hang on, which one is the one? Yeah.
Perlite's the white. Vermiculite.
Looks like polystyrene.
Which is the one that holds water?
Well, the both will.
Also,
The one looks like round polystyrene balls.
No, I've got white, pure white, and the
Like
other one is
flaky.
grey. Yeah.
The other one's like little nuggets. That'll be the vermiculite.
Well, then I've got that. I've got
Like a
bag of that.
browny colour.
No, white, pure white.
That's probably perlite then, eh?
yeah.
Now, is that any good to put in there?
Better than
Yeah,
nothing.
well, it'll hold a bit of moisture and add air into the compost as well.
Ah, okay. Because I moved out all the compost to start a new bin. So I put them all in tubs of, the 50 liter or 40 liter tubs with the hands on, the grips on, like you used to, like horticulture men put trees in there.
Yeah.
I've got them, and I've got 15 of them filled with the compost from last year. So I've got 15 tubs left. So I need to mix that with something, or leave it for another year. So I'll see what I mix it with.
Yeah. Get that leaf mold on the good, Jeffrey.
Okay.
Looking good anyway so far.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And Jeffrey sent me these as well, so I bumped them on the end. Boston, ain't they? That's weird, isn't it?
That's the monkey-faced orchid.
Weird. Thank you for that, Jeffrey.
No problem.
Steve and Mio on tonight. I can see the participants, but I can't see who's on. No, he ain't. He sent me this during the week. Steve Medlicker from Brum. He's got an allotment over there. In fact, this plot, this is took on his allotment. Asparagus, that's from seed. And he's got his alliums in the front. That was one he sent me during the week. Right, this was last Wednesday, which was the 24th. I mentioned it last week on the Zoom. Green Farm Collective. This was during the day. Well, it was an all-day job, and I was asked a while back to give a talk on composting. And this was a good photo I found later on, obviously a bird's eye view of Gordon Bennett. But coming into it, if you was just getting the farmers, well, I thought it was just a local area, but there was some. There's one from the Isle of Wight we was talking to, and but if you come in like before, you could pitch your tent here. They got water and toilets laid on. But that was the entrance to the car park, which is the field. Luckily, it was a nice dry day, so cars could get in and out. So we parked there, then we'd come in the entrance through here. And basically, there's stores all the way around, and farm related. There was a talk venue in there, and the main one, big one, was in there. But we'll go through the gum. Early morning, well, I'd messaged Nigel a couple of weeks before. I said, do you fancy this event? This was in Albrighton, Wolverhampton. It's where Nigel lives, any road, and it walked too far for him. I said, I'll pick it up, because obviously the cars, you're only allowed one car, and then you got to pick people up. So I said, I'll take you. And he got his mate with him as well. So the smallest one had to get in the boot. That's why Nigel was here. His mate, who lived opposite the venue where we went, look, because he's a tree surgeon, and Nigel knows him because he drops off wood chip to Nigel's allotment. What a coincidence. And Nigel got in touch with him, I think just to park his car up on his place. And he says, I'm going to that myself. So I give them 2 a lift. And that was pulling up. The place itself, this one, 940. There was loads of stuff. Obviously, it's about soil, worms, compost teas, biochar, anything like this, which was quite a few different talks on everything. Beneficial insects, but there was loads of stuff on. And that was in one area, say one barn. And then the other one, there's different talks on in there. So you had to toss up between the two. As we say, I was on at 2 p.m. So this was early morning. We got there about 9:30, something like that. You know, just having a nose round. It was obviously you got to pay for your ticket to get in. But I got Nigel and his mate Pete. I got managed to get them in. But there's tea and coffee free all day. You got cakes and fruit and stuff, plus a free dinner. So you're just wasting time for us, waiting for everybody to turn up. But there was quite a bit there, and weather-wise, we couldn't have picked a better day. So that was looking from t'other end down the bottom. We were seating down there for the grub to sit, and the grub was done around there. That was the first area for doing the talk, and I had a quick nose of that. Oh, Gordon Bennett. Hope mine's better than that, or I hope I'm not in that one. Because there was a bit of daylight going in, and I've done talks all over the place during the day. And there's one talk I did in White Marquee. No way, it don't work. It's got to be blanked out. And then walking around Green Farm Collective, that's what it's all about. And that was the main one, and luckily we was in there. But if you sit down here, you wouldn't see the screen. It's too light, and they got floodlights on inside. There's one there and one at the back here. And I said to him, the They like me very much. Probably because I told him to turn the lights out. I says you don't need lights on in here, you need it as dark as possible. Anyway, eventually he did turn them off. Just outside there is that. And it's compost tea. It's what the farmers use. And it was brewing away, bubbling, as we can see there. Rusting stuff. Right, that's the first speaker. Still got the lights on. In the end, he did take them off. But there's quite a few good speakers on. Yeah, I enjoyed it. That was Sandy, who's one of the wenches who works for the place. It was very knowledgeable as well. That was the other place. There's too much light getting in. Could have blanked that out for a start. And pull the shutter down on the front and he rolled up. Put my suggestions forward for next year. I didn't really like it. Why? I'll do that, and I mean, it's just telling the truth. It's not being a whistleblower. How they're going to learn? This is one of the stalls outside. There's one for oil char. This is, you'd love this Rolly. He gave me a bag of his. They keep theirs moist and all when they bag it up. But that was a good brew. This chap, he knew his stuff. He's got an allotment somewhere in Oxford. He's in Wolverhampton. But he was a chemist, bloody everything. Professor of the lot. He was going through his gum. But it was a good day all round. Still got the bloody lights on. Because they was running short on time. I think they was 20 minutes, 25 minutes behind. Because originally there's no internet anything there, and they couldn't get the first speaker going, and then come in another laptop and whatever it was. So we were backlog. While the last speaker was on, I said to Nigel, I've started queuing up for the grub. Let's go and get some grub. So we legged it down there. His mate Peter had just legged it out to price a job up. But he said he'd come back later on to see us. So that's where the talk was. We just come down here, and then we had a nose round here after. But the grub was a pig roast. Well, 2 pig roasts on the grill. Beautiful. Stuffed in gravy and the cobs. Nigel nicking the crackling. We had tons of that on it. Look at that there. Nearly a third of my plate was crackling. Awesome. When we finished that, soil nurture, we had the nose of the lot. That was the old worm cast. The brew, and the run off and all. This chap was, that was him who was talking before dinner, and he covered, I think I was supposed to have had 40 minutes, but most people just had 30 minutes, and he had about 45 minutes. It was the stuff he covered, very knowledgeable, and that's what our Simon's is preventable. So I nicked his little book, and there's a little thing you can do online. A test. And I was giving away free beer and all. So we had 2 each, 4 of us. Have you drunk yours, Nigel?
I've drunk mine, yes, very nice.
It is, nice brew. Welsh brewery. There it is, Fieldhouse. But it was a nice beer. That you put on there free. Most people don't realise. Then word got around. But then they started just obviously because people driving, not many don't. So then they started bagging it up and giving it away. Right, common sense come in. I turned the bloody lights off and put the shutters down to about 9 foot. Yes, that's better. That's the shutter there. You can see where it's come to. So that they could have come down another foot with the shutter. Then you'd see all that. Was there any 10-foot people walked around? They had a problem with the marks as well. We use a mark at our gardening club, and it's we've got a lapel mic, which is alright as long as you don't turn your head or whatever. The best one we got is a head mic, and like the sound bloke who was up here, who's on the camera, he's got his mic on you, like a lapel was it. But you can also have a head mic on, meaning you can set up your head mic, say it's an inch and a half away from your mouth, and you just do a quick test, and so it's not too loud and not too quiet, because some of the speakers you couldn't hear them. And if you've got a handheld, if you hold it too close to your mouth, it's piercing in the road. I'll put that forward as well. Just walk out and get a head mic. A lot less hassle. Although I don't like it, some people do. Anyway. Then Nigel took a photo of me doing my spiel. Recovered raised beds, compost teas, and enjoyed it. You got anything to say on that, Nigel? Have a good day, whatever.
I thought it was very good, but like you say, it was let down a lot by the PA system, and really that's basic stuff. They should have checked that way before. I mean, they look very good. He must have changed the batteries in your mic about 4 times.
Yeah. So the first one was last year, wasn't it?
Yeah. So the content was good.
Yeah, it was good. Something different. Right, back at home. This is just these lot are coming out. In fact, all the tulips are coming out. They're in the raised beds. Right, I've just done another brew there. As you can see, banana skins in rainwater left overnight. If you've got a house plant and you get leaves drying off, that's it telling you, feed me, water me. That's why my leaves are drying off. So that's what I look for now. In fact, I've just done another brew, and I'll get water tomorrow. Especially this weather. And when I've finished with them, the banana skins go in the compost. Right, getting me gladdies out. This is my first lot of gladdies. I put 1 row in. I think there's 8 lots going in. So probably about 3-day intervals. And the second lot going in here. So we've got 2 lots in this bed altogether. That's it, first one in. So that wheat suppressant, which was covering the bed and the pegs, that'll be tied up and put up in the shed with the rest of the gum. Right, my carrots, which I've got in my tubs, which I've still dropped down a bit, and these need earthing up. So that's what I'm doing. I've got some more multi-purpose compost mixed with silver sand, and I'm just earthing them up. Help to keep the carrots up neat as well. Alstroemeria just started coming through there, got them in flower. Right, they're spent coffee grounds and me alpaca pelleted manure, which are shredded. Everything is going. It's a good kickstart. Nitrogen feed, if I remember I mentioned last week. Fruit trees, started pruning them, stone fruit. After I'm looking at everything now. Some of these are nice and upright. If they do need a persuading, then they will get persuading. We'll come on to that in a bit. Right, this one, it does look very good. I know we've had some bad frost over it. In fact, tonight it's going to go back down to 6 again, and tomorrow night it's down to 6. To say we're nearly into June, but this should have been showing a bit of growth by now. Cherry Porthos, but no sign of nothing yet. I tried snapping him, and it doesn't snap clean. There's a bit of summit in there, so we'll see what it is. I'll give him a boost with a feed. But everything else, green leaf. Right, Lucifer, my first canner from seed. Yeah, he's going around the bottom of the pot. That tells me he needs potting on. All the rest of them, these are new ones which I've started as well, from the rhizomes. That tells me he needs potting on as well. Canners, first when I pot it up, I put my own compost in and they love it. So that's what I'm saving with. And Babbies, bung them back in. As you know.
Mick, with the
yes.
With the canners, what's in pots? Do you water from the top or the bottom?
Top.
Okay.
All my waterings from the top on everything. I ain't got space for put them in trays or individual trays. Right, leaf mould. I opened another bag up and I just rub it out in my hands and it breaks down even better. It is beautiful stuff. Obviously the worms out of that I've picked out because I'm using it as a growing medium. All my little extras are mixed in with it. So same size. Next pot size up, same size pot goes in there to get me mould. Look at that, beautiful. You can eat that. Maybe some more gumph out of there to mix in here. Right, I've got my height. So I'll put my growing medium in it. I've got the height where I want it. I shall firm this down. Take my cup out. And he's ready to go in. Make sure he's in the middle-ish and upright. And there you can see where the indents are where I've pressed down, firming the plant in. But don't push down on the middle bit. Give him a good watering. That's greenhouse temperature. So it's nice and warm. So a few more now opening up. These are from seed as well, which I'll have to make from Canada. And you'll just see the hyphae roots coming out there. That's a bit of a picture on there. Brilliant. Just shows you there's a good brew in there, a growing medium. That was another one. Potting on. The can of Durban. These are doing well as well. Another one telling me pot me on. Normal thing, pot underneath, cut round, because he'll go in the bottom, just to stop any compost being deposited as I move around the greenhouse. The big ones, in fact all of them. Well, go back on that one because I've got a good eye. I saw this chap in there, and I'll just squash him, finger and thumb, and give me the bean. So he's just come out of there. I'll fill that up on the bottom so he's same level again as the bigger pot is going into. Nice and level. Perfect. These won't get any mic under them. They'll only get the mic when they go into their final pot. And I've sorted today 2 positions up the right hand side of the garden where this canna is going to be planted out, and they'll be left out over winter. So we're trialing that one. So he's putting upright, looking at him both ways, so I've turned him round. Push the compost down as normal and give him a good weight to it. Oh yeah, he's one out of Sue. Have a nose of them later on, but them are still getting weighted. Right, sweet peas are coming on well, but that bit there, that wall is mine. To the side of the wall is my neighbour's top of the garden. So I'm going to job that top of that wall as well. I'm going to wallop that white. That will throw a bit more light onto my plants. So why I brushed him, it's nice and dry, clean, got rid of all the dust. That's a masonry primer and then the camp, as you can see. So I've walloped him on. In 4 days to dry off. Right, getting all my tulips out, because I need sorting everything out. But that was later on. These are still in flower. So it ain't. All I'm doing is top dressing, as you can see there. I'm filling it up more. Right, blackberry outside the patio doors. Obviously tied on the bottom here, as you can see there, but some of the shoots going underneath. So all I've done is persuaded them to grow this side, which I'm doing there. If you remember that shrew, well, I thought it was a mouse until I see this snout, and then Andy confirmed it. It was a shrew. It's got to be from the forest next door to us. I've got a mouse trap. This is for live. I ain't gonna job the little chap. When I was down Wilco, I saw these. I thought, just what I need. Give me sweet peas. And that's where I'm putting them. Perfect. We've got 1 row there, sweet peas, and the rest will be Gladys. And that'll go up. All I got to do is grab hold of that net and away. That's all I want. Them two will be going out shortly. But I've tried this chap, and luckily it fits right under there, because where we saw him, up that end to the side. So he's got to be in there somewhere. Still get me carbon for my compost. Shredded paperback books, ripped up egg boxes, nothing coloured, nothing boxes. There's the guard dog out of it. Taking Motion for a walk on the morning. This is a new one for me. A rotting tree. Perfect. Another ingredient for my compost. Look at that. Beautiful stuff. So every now and then I take that root and I fill a bag up. Right, and these two from Lidl. Lime and label fell out of that one. Andy will tell me. One cutters it or some crap. But them me and their feed. $1 to a litre. And the other lemon, still spraying in during the day. As long as the sun ain't on him. Right, if you have one of these tops on the bottle and they leak, it's usually because you haven't taken that rim off the bottle. If you put that top on the top of it, it won't go flush, meaning there is a gap. So you've got to tick him off, as I have done on that one. Yes, Paul?
We got some fruit brought out. Washers have been here that'll go in them
fit them perfect, and they
Oh,
seal
right.
them off great. Yeah, just 3/4. They're like the shower, the shower head washers,
Yeah.
and they fit them tops perfect. Stops any leaking out of them whatsoever. But like you say, you do need to take that bit off.
Yeah. You don't get the seal.
But after you've done that, if you put one of them washers in, they seal them off perfect. You don't get any leaking out of it at all.
Nice one. As you can see there, the egg going down. Just cut the little chap off with the scissors. Right, top coat. I've just walloped him. Perfect. Get that mate upstairs, dry him out. That's my new ingredient back up. And just rubbing this out by hand, it breaks that up even more. But it's just another natural product. So I'm just mixing it with everything as we do. Go back on him. Stuff starting overgrowing, just see me fruit trees. 3 fruit trees in there. I want to keep them nice and clear. So that's where I've cooked all the crap off there. So that's classed as an extra green in the compost. And the pathway, slice all him off as well. And the other side, greenhouse is there, so it's to the side. We'll chop all that crap off as well. I've got quite a bit. That looks better. You should remember I put sweet peas in here as well. I want to train them to the front of this lot. I got the sweet peas, they get lost in the middle. Canners had a good winter. As soon as they stop growing out in the evening, I'll put them back in the greenhouse. These lot are going to get a jug of water each as well. Eventually these are going to come off. I went to see my mate up Chesterfield there. Asked him if he wanted this hot box. Nobody wanted it, said they'll bring them by. He said he'd have it. Right, liquid osmuc and Rolly's juice. That's what I'm using now because I've run out of the osmuc. Stallion juice, he calls it. But slowly get in there. There's quite a few trees now coming out in blossom. Really surprising. Smelling them all. Some of them don't smell them out. What they're doing their little thing, I suppose. Whatever they do. These just start budding an Aquilegia. In fact, I'm just holding up now so I know. I want to see what colours they are before I put them out. Them all I sorted out for Dave up Chesterfield when I went and visited him. And I get up there about dinner time and we always leg it out. We'll see somebody or do a tour. And this was obviously a museum. It's about the plague. I remember seeing this on the box a couple of months ago, but it didn't cover. It covered the village. Basically, it was some cloth brought up from London, and it was full of the little chaps. Going around the museum. The rats bought the fleas, and the fleas was in the cloth, basically. But in this village itself, there's that many families losing people, and the squire or wherever, they closed the village to stop it spreading. Bloody rats, they used to live in the houses, let alone just having mice in. But there's a little horrors that mixed, spread everything. 1348 entered England, obviously wherever he's come from, Americas or whatever, and the rats just leg it up the roads, or off when they land anywhere. Like they've landed here in England. They just come down the roadstead and just spread all their crap. And this was going around the museum in Ivanhoe. Very good, interesting, enjoyed it. Coming out of the museum, this was somebody's back garden. Obviously it opened up for National Garden Scheme for raised beds. Good set up, Boston little thing. Rose Cottage, 9 members for one family there. Imagine losing 9 members of your family. Jesus, put me some crap. Especially when you hadn't got a clue what was going on. And obviously doctors wouldn't have a clue. That was another one. Mary and Phil, former Cooper, and they lost a few of their family as well. And this was the local church where the nose round there, and that was good. One of the stained windows. So there's the cloth being unwrapped when it's delivered, and then people started dying off. Brilliant. It's like ring of roses, pocket full of posies. Tissue, they're all falling out. That's where this was from. Fall down and dying. And then I wanted a cup of tea, but he brought me a pint dinner time. We found a boozer. So that was the museum itself. You've got a rat on the motorbike. But it was good, interesting, and it was close to theirs. Past an hour or so. And the church coming out, another one. This was about 5 minutes away on the way back. Just looking at that there, and a close up even more. Victoria, 1897. Never seen that before in a church spire or church clock. And obviously going back through the Peak District, whatever, for Boston. This is Dave's back garden. He has got 1.5 plots. I think it's 1.5 plots. Obviously he's got his plots because his back garden ain't big enough. Never is if you've got the garden bug. Greenhouse. So his back door's here, and there's a bench that's somewhere sat. And he's doing different things for his missus, keep the peace. Like the likes of strawberries and the roses. Got a few there, a few more down here. But he's got a bench to do there. Got loads of things, ideas and that. So this is back top corner of the garden looking down. And you've got his pot leeks in there. A couple of blanks, big boys. Just make out the pot leeks there. And then about 3:30 we had dinner. Dave did his dinner. Now Dave's a big bloke and he likes his grub. Meaning, if he has a big dinner, he gives me a bloody big dinner and all. I thought, Gordon Bennett. Homemade pie. Steak kidney. Mushy peas. Mashed potato. Drop of gravy. Then another drop when it dried out to put it looked like a salad. Couldn't eat it, or I left a bit of crust. Bossed him there. He does look after you. Then we had a nose down to his plot. Luckily the gate's here and there's room to reverse the car in. It's only Carlos allowed in on the plot. You can get away with it because he's right by the gate and you've got the room. So he's got his rhubarb, then he's got a enclosed with a builder's scaffolding it that keeps out the pigeons and the butterflies, and that works. So he's got his greens in there. But the rhubarb, just looking in, and that thick Boston brew. So this is looking inside his enclosure with scaffolding netting. You've got quite a bit of stuff going in there, plus his taters. And outside there's onions. There's his shed, top of the plot. Obviously when these start going red, the netting will come down with straws. And the pot's in the middle and just a water. So the base of that pot is out. So that's just a watering. And that waters the two outside. Loads of fruit trees, as you can see them established. Cane's in ready for his beans, and just going down to have a look at his tunnel. So you've got ventilation all the way around, as you can see there's netting, and on the door itself, which we can see there, and the other end, so good ventilation. So pot leaks to one side. Let's look at the top end, there's his shallots. He's got about 6, 7 different tomatoes. Got stuff down for seed, so there's his blanch, there's his onion. Little predators in just to keep the horrors away. But he don't exhibit anymore. This is just for himself. Some Boston leaf onions, nice dark green. How they're supposed to be. Looking good, stump carrot bed. Different beds. These taters you got there. I think there is 5 different spuds he's got in that lot. Obviously them are earlies. Broad beans in there. These fruit trees. The only thing down there, you got no water laid on, so you got to catch all the water, and that's why you got the bloody rain. That's overrain, obviously, to catch more rain off his shed as well. That goes straight in that big barrel. And if we do it that night, his size and half that is good. Yeah. Plus he's got these lots, especially in this weather. I bet he's cussing.
Has he got a pump to pump that around?
Yeah, I think when it is full or down to about 3/4, it's gravity fed into these. But then obviously you got to get a pump kicked in. But this weather he hates it, and he has his hip and knee problems, and he knows eventually he's got to pack this lot in and do what I've done, use the back garden. So he's going to utilise, he's seen what I've been doing, utilising every bit of space, and that's what he's looking into now. But his fruit trees are beautiful. You don't see how established they are, how well trained, and have chocker. So you've got a few onions on the top there as well, for corkers. Good sized tunnel that is. That's on the night. We go down to his local, and we had the game of dominoes and played that in bloody moons. Our 2 veg judges for the show. He's a good lad. Remington Salsa Club. I'm all, when we left, there's nobody left in there, and probably during the time we was in there, take 5 people in, and that was it. And there's a large room here. Obviously it was a weekday, but all places are the same here, struggling. And then when we got back home on the night, about 11, 11 or something, his missus done us some pizzas. In fact, I got to ask him where he got these from. Really beautiful. He's a good lad. And that was looking from the bedroom window as he put me up. He's got quite a bit there, but he's going to have another bench there covered, but he ain't sure what he's doing yet. He's going to have a move around. He's got to utilise everything. But he'll get there. Then on the morning, he did us a file. Gourd, Benny, black pudding and all. I had to leave one sausage. I couldn't cope. I just had one round of toast. Still bloody full from the day last night. But it's been down. Cheers, Dave, man. Right, another raised bed in the middle. Some more gladdy's got to go in. So I'll take the weed suppressant off. Little chaps are coming through. And they're taken off with a handful of weeds. Bone meal, quick scattering. Finish us right into the first inch. This is my first bed. The second lot's going in there. Then I shall use that other bed to finish off. It's usually 30, 38 gladdies in one lot going in. So them lot are going. Then have a break, do a bit of wear to it. It's getting odd. So I've just filled that one in. And then when I put my labels in, the same thing's got to go in there. So it's about a row. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, looks like 12, about 12 units. That was to the side, so I'm planting in there, you can see the mounds. I'll let rain flatten them. So the label itself is put at the back of the gladdy. As soon as he throws a shoot, then I can take that label off. So it's all. That trail is 5 inches deep, so it goes down to level. Then I know I'll put a bit of silver sand on the bottom. I used to use the Mickey's, so I got loads of silver sand. Then put the comb on and put him upright. Just work my way along. Utilising the space, I was going a foot apart either way, but I'm going to run out of room. So it's down to 9 inches now, which is still good for a gladdy. It's not going to a national or nothing, it's only our local show. So I've marked out that area as well. Just got one row in there. Grapevines, I'm probably doing this 2 times a week now, because I've started putting a move on. It's just persuading them where to go, because they're looking for light, same as everything else. Just tell them. And any new shoots which they throw, which they will, which is on most of them, I'll just snap them off. They will come off. There's also the new shoots there, and the runners. But looking on the plant itself, he's throwing new shoots here. You can see that one better on him. They get rubbed off as well, the buds. Don't forget, this is my first year with these grapes. I want all the feed going into him. He's now halfway along the tunnel. By the time he gets to the end, I want at least 3/4 of the tunnel look to the vine by the end of this year. My sweet peas, which I've put in all around the place, I'll just open them out. This is down the side of the garden as well, but doing well. And the 2 grapevines, they're getting a nice feed, helping them out. If this weather carries on, I'm going to flower give it a bit of whitewash, stop the heat coming in, or keep the heat down. And that will be moved up to the top greenhouse. Now I've got a bit extra room to get away with it. So that's where I've put him. That's where he is now. He's still on, the lid's off. And he's on 24 hours a day. I've got the new stuff in there. Right, peas need going out. There's 2 trays of peas. I'll clear them flowers off the road. Take this netting away. So I've got the date on when these are sown. This is obviously still a trial again. was first time doing sweet peas this year. So there's different sowings, different times, and I'll see which work out the better. So that's come back about 6 inches, as you can see. I'm just gone down with the hand fork about 3 inches, just to open it up a bit, take any rubbish out, push the water. And I've just separated them. I think there's 4 sweet peas in each lot, because now they're going in the permanent position. Looking into it. Now it's unstable. Because they're going in the permanent position, they'll have a bit of mic under the arrows, help them out. But these are getting water daily from the base, so the water ain't good on the plant itself. So there's no scorching, just to help them out get established. Netting goes back, I'm still getting squirrels. Got a new, some buggers got a new bloody cat. Lucian was loopovers. There's a bloody SAS cat. So them are in. Gladys got to go out next day, so I've got to sort these out ready for planting. Only one spike right in the middle. Take any extra eyes out with the potato peeler. Canners from seed. This was another trial with vermiculite. Warm, moist vermiculite. But for me that day work. Well, these need potting on, as he's telling me there. So I'm going to pot him on. Get a good brew of mine and a bit of leaf mould. A bit of compost. Put my babbies back in. Plant pot level with the top firm him in round the outside, make me mould, bung him in upright, push down the compost around the outside. Him and his mate and doing well. Right, one of these I got 2 in these plastic cups. He weren't doing any well. That's the reason why. There's a new shoot, because I was going to bin these, but when I saw that new shoot, so I could either top him and let him start off, or let him carry on, because I don't want to give him a chicken birth by topping his top off, so I'm just going to replant him. Now I've seen that shoot, and just carry on. If I lose him, lose him. Right, my raspberries, I need all this crap off. I only want, I think it's 5 or 6. I only want 5 shoots. I don't want no extra gum, because I want air movement around my plants. That's me all a lot, me golden. So any new shoots that are coming, probably he's got a bit of root on, so I'm going to pot him up. But all the crap from around the outside is coming out. Yeah, I'll get in there slowly, and it's opening this up already. Got to have air movement, stop disease and little chaps ferreting them out. That's better. 5 plants, yeah. Jeffrey.
Yeah, the ones you're taking out, aren't they the shoots for next year?
I have potted one up. I just use these every year.
Oh, okay.
Once these are finished, I just chop them off, and they will throw new shoots for next year.
Okay. I thought with some raspberries you left a shoot for the next year, because they've got old wood.
When I started these down the plot, I usually get 5 years out of one plant, and then I change them.
Okay.
Because I found out after 5 years, the fruits start diminishing. So then again, you start off with new plants again. So them fresh and just carry on that road.
And them summer or autumn fruiting?
These are autumn. These are ready for our show. All my fruit is ready for our show.
I asked because I thought they were summer. Because summer, you leave one shoot for next year,
Hmm.
and with autumn you cut them all off. So I thought they were summer.
Nah, these are autumn, yeah. So the 2 beds need weeding. That one was from the peas. This is making me alfalfa pellets. That's when I was smashing them up and mixing them with the coffee grounds for nitrogen feed. Beautiful stuff. There's Russian having a drink of water before it goes in. Rain water, good for her, loves it. But house plant feed again. And we grow more twice a year. All the raised beds, top of the garden, get that. Everything get it. Raised bed here and the 2 borders. 3 times I've emptied this chap now. I remember I did it probably on the last Zoom. And there's still worms in there, so that's from a week. Right, scented rose. It's supposed to be pink. Well, most of them are pink. We started getting white flowers on. Any rose people about? Got any ideas about that one? This rose from the mother-in-law's.
If it's hybrid, it might be trying to revert back to one of the parents.
It's an old and established, but when he was in the mother-in-law's, Prince said he said never. They've always been pink flowers.
Do you know what the name is?
No. Christ, I lost the name years ago. No. But the pink's a Boston smell, I think. Hydrangea is doing well and all. I've got to move him. Ben's coming back soon. I can lift the little ones, but I can't lift these big ones on my time. Obviously.
Rhododendron, Mick, not a hydrangea.
Oh, that's what I meant. Because I ain't wrote nothing down tonight. My brain can't go. But he's too close to this lot here. He's got to come over. In fact, we might put him in front of the raised bed here. 5 roses. These are scented. He's come back now. He's dead as a fart. So I took a photo of him. And I'm going to send that to my supplier. And he's going to go out soon as well, the fig. But I need some stakes to for canes to get these level. Because we're on a bit of a slope anyway, don't forget these pots, or stone pots, have usually just got one hole in the middle. Meaning if you get him on a uneven surface, that hole ain't going to be in the middle anymore. This corner is going to get all the water, and that's where you get trouble. So I'm leveling up all the pots, and I've done it with all of them. I don't know where to log in. That was just tempting to get me worms out again. But everything that's in the tunnel, don't forget anything that's in a. This is a raised bed, on a raised bed, so they're going to dry out as well, more so than it. So you've got to look after the chaps. If you've got a solar panel, like I have with my fan, you've only got to break a little bit of that circuit, and that'll slow him completely down. Take him away, and he'll whiz up again, around like he wouldn't. Plus I clean mine about once a fortnight. So this is me emptying it, nowhere to put again, just to get the worms out. Another chap out. I put him. Look at me bin. My door fell off the bottom. I use the door for yawns. So I got to sort him out. So just hold him in place. I got me bit of weed suppressant underneath. You can see how much compost I've been using. Because that's dropped straight down. but it was bulging out. Obviously, 2 bits of tape I should have had on my door, not one. So he is now 2 bits on, holding him in. And then the little cuttings, trying them as well. Flip flop weather, clean him off, fill my wader bud, leave the lid off. 24, 48 hours. When I've started looking into this, some people said 24, some said 48 hours. So I thought, well, the easiest way is just to ring the water board up and ask them. I'm a gardener. I'm using your water, well, I know it's full of crap. For my beneficial bacteria and fungi, how long am I going to leave the lid on? 48 hours. Thank you very much. But if you can only do 24 hours, that's better than nothing. That's from the wader board. Well, 7 Trent, our wader board. Jeffrey, yes.
Here we asked the local council.
Yeah.
And they said if you put an aerator pump in, it's only 10 hours.
Yeah. That's what I use with me compost teas. But most people ain't got an aerated pump up there.
I've got 4 in my conservatory, Mick. Just keeps the water moving, keeps it fresh all the time.
Yeah.
Rainwater.
Oh.
And if I run low, I'll top it up with the tap water.
Yeah. Perfect. Oh. Right, baby's going back in the comp. This will come off soon. His winter coat. Right, this is the brew from the night before. So I'm looking at these canners again. As you can see, below 10 he was. Tonight it's down to 6 again, and tomorrow night. Oh, I'm just lifting the pot. Yeah, he needs potting on. As soon as he starts going around the bottom of the pot, next pot size up. This guinea pig muck. Beautiful stuff, they love it. Clover multi-purpose compost. I still rub it out by hand. Why? Because you can still get lumps in it. That is wood. That's out of clover multi-purpose compost, which is supposed to be good. Usually is. Like these spare plants, which I have 4 from B&Q. Luckily, he's a trailing petunia, which I got on the raised bench. But I'm just looking at their growing medium, his Koya. I mean, going back on that, it works, as you can see there. But when it dries out, it's a pain in the ass. And he was, I should have took a photo when he was drooping. I nearly bloody lost him overnight. Because it doesn't hang, the coil doesn't hang on to moisture. That's why it's natural. So wait him in there. So just moving on. Keep him nice and middle, pressed down on the inside. This is a bit of Rowley's brew. My as soon as the sun goes off, which it is because it's gone beyond the tree at the back, I misspray everything once a week. Usually Friday night I do my family feeds. And last week's was fish hydrolysis. Right, another 2 rows I gotta go out. So put my trolling where the label is, then lift the label out. Bit of sand underneath. Gladdy, then on to the next one. That's all we're going to there. And it's so all the way along. because you're vibrating whatever, you're bringing all the worms to the surface, because I think it's raining, and tiger worms, that's what you want to see. So in there I put 4 rows, 4 plus 3. That's when I started counting up. Well, I'm just going to get away with it. Right, behind the shed, when I got my sweet peas, I had to start pruning. Mate next door with his jungle. There's crap that's going over his place. But it if the wind blows it all over here, so I thought I might as well chop that one. That's standing on there as far as I can reach, and I took quite a bit off. So if he's got a 3 or 4 month of growth, still ain't gonna come over this my way too much now. So that's a bit better. Let's see where I've chopped all this off.
How come we don't paint the back of the fence white, Mick?
That ain't my fence. I've painted my shed white, but that's the neighbours at the top. It could bloody persecute. So see what I've jobbed there, and that's from the bottom of the garden. I should take a photo before it was all over here. And you'll see where the other side of the fence, he's cut it back as far as he can reach there. Then the trees down the side, but he couldn't reach this bit. I've got to give another ring. There's 2 fence panels down here. He's got to put in. But that's a bit better now up there. These higher, I'm going to open them up, have a look at the chaps. And I've got roots on them. There's roots on the bases. So I'm going to pop these up individually. Good brew, which is mine, obviously. So I've still got a bit of a compost structure. So I just hold him upright with one end, fill with the other. See the roots on there. Just give a good watering. Make sure it does run out, and then leave them on there for a couple of hours. Right, my compost again with a bit of leaf mould. Yeah, pop me on. Hamster muck on the bottom again. Which is that one? That's me can of dwarf. I ain't got many dwarf, but that one is going in the raised bed. If you remember, I've lost my bougainvillea, my standard. I've been talking to 2 people who had them, and they lost them as well this winter. This is in the greenhouse, but we did have some good frost. And these are just potted on, too much leaf on, so I've just cut them off by half. Help them out a bit. Right, me Cape Gooseberry, me giant. Let's see if he needs potting on. Yes, he does. Also, I need that other bed, and I've got the gladioli cormets. So there's 2 rows going down here. If you remember last year, I extended this so I can get them in like that. So I've still got room to walk down there to get to my bin. Plus there's 2, 4, 6 pots of cormets as well in between the fruit trees. That gives me this raised bed. Take him off, he is dry, so I'll store him away straight away. I think there's 3 weeds in, little chaps. Put them out. Finish just the top 3 inches of earthing. Same again, usually 9 inches. So I'm down to there. So it's 2.5 from the end. 9, 9, 9. I think it was 2 inches here. So what I'm going to do there is put 3 rows of biggies out. And the first row, because they ain't got that much room, needs a bit of prims, the small ones. I'll get them over that way. And then I'll try again, staggering them, instead of doing that 9 that way and that way. I'll put 9 that way to in, 9, then 9, 9, just to see if I can get more in, and I can get more in that way. Right, this little chap is a bit low. I thought help him out, lift him up a bit. I can always drop him later on. So that's what I'm going to do. Plus, he weren't straight, so I've helped him out, as you can see there. Got 2 hooks on the wall. So all I've done, I used to use old carpet on the fruit trees down the allotment, but I got them at hand. So I've just used a bit of weed suppressant, fold it over 3 times, just to stop that string rubbing into the bark. And that works, keeps him nice and upright. So that bucket weren't strong enough to go on bottom in, and this one, the last time I've used it, got a leak on the bottom. So I thought, well, I'll take the handles off, which I did, a pair of pliers. He'll do, strong enough to hold him. So I lifted him off, as you can see, because I put no paper on the bottom. And this is what happened. But there's loads of worms in, so I put them up first and bunged him in the bin. Lead him nice and level, so that road and that road, and bunged him on the top. That's better, that's lifted him a bit. So this will heat up more, the early morning sun. Of course, you've got a bit more air movement, but we'll see how it goes. If I do lose him, I've got so much else to do in his place. Quince. But he's doing well, he likes it there. Peas are doing well, they've took hold. And, it's 3.5 hours sun they get in the afternoon now. Like, obviously, as we get more into the summer, they're going to get more sunlight. So, doing well. Right, pruning, sealing nail. This was from Wilco. This is all my stone fruit. Down to about 5 inches. They're going. But any little snips or whatever, you get a bit of this on. Just to look after them. So that chap needs chopping. And there he is after he's been chopped. It's usually 5 inches or so to leave. And I found with this stuff, the seal and heel, just easier to put a bit on the end and then just dunk your finger in. Put that on the end of where I've cut. Just pushing the stuff on itself, you've wasted too much. You can see the fruits on already. My straws, still trying to revive them. I've got some ordered in the post from the end of last year. They must go in tubs. But if these fail, they'll go in these art baskets. And I'll just renew the composting then. But we'll see how they do. Bell pot, 15-inch pots. These are good ones, nice and solid. These are from Tesco. Except there's no holes in. Right, my way to take all the crap out because the lid's been up. That's it, nice and clear. Also, I've walloped, it's a bit of walloping I need to have my wall. Plus, I've walloped that end window. The sun comes up here, then most of the sun is over this side, leaning that'll bounce back the heat and the light back onto the plants. Some more leaf and grass cuttings. I'm taking Russian. Any twigs that get put on the wood chip pathways. Right, gonna get some decent size holes in the tubs. Towel down first so I don't scrape the top of the, or mark the top of the pots. But then in there, the cannons now, they've got to go in the next pot size up, which is this one. So there's 3 different ones I'm going to have on my top garden in front of the raised bed, and that's these 3. So that'll be in this pot. That's mixing porridge and crap up the normal gum. It needs watering. Second coat in white. And there's bits and pieces and a second coat of what needed. That's Russian having a perusal because I've got all this cleared now, top dressing with the new straw. That's what Russian was sniffing. It's got new smells. That's what I got down to. I'm working my way along. So once this gets a good watering, that straw will help to keep in the moisture. I love some pag. That will just lift in the pot, the blueberry, and under the activity because you've got the moisture. Right, these tulips are going to come out. I need these beds for my Gladys. Looking at these also down here, next year, not too late now, unless we have our speaker Thursday. He's bringing plants in. In fact, I might message him, see if he's got any trailing petunia. Because that can go in there as well. Cover that, make that look a bit better. Some of the brainwave. But at the moment, I'm going to get these Gladys tulips up. So that's going right down, getting him out. Don't leave that bulb up, don't be deep enough. Just snap the chop off. Managed to get the lot out, and any lumps in it I'll break up. Because now I've got the room there, plus it is perfect for drying tulips out. So that's what we do. So I started laying them down there. One bed done, still one in flower, but he's nearly had it anyway. Another bed done. That's why you get them up if you can, because they're producing more little chaps. Obviously in the 2 borders, I'll leave the tulips in there. I ain't got time to get them up as well. Put these chap in the raised beds. Obviously I'll leave the room in the raised beds. And then just covering because of the squirrels, as I mentioned, and the cats. Right, one of the bags in the tunnel, it's got a good brew. And the muck at the bottom, obviously it's still got a bit of moisture in. So I'm putting that as a top dressing. And all my pots have got top dressing anyway, straw, rabbit muck. But because that's muck, I'm surrounding each plant with it. And these trees, in fact everything. I'm surrounded by a good brew of muck, so when it does rain, or if I water, that extra feed is going to go to the plant. So, everything pots, all of them, and my fruit trees. So that's the lot, all of the tunnel now. There's a new straw on. Time to have a look at my grapevine. Only way I can do it is walk along, just balance walking along there. then I can look at these on level. This was done 2 days ago. That's how much growth has done 2 days. So just job them. So there's new growth there, new growth there. I've got my grapes on. That's all I need on him. One leaf after him. So there's new growth there, he'll come off. That one will come off. And that, there we are, all clean. They might be composted. Right, as soon as the sun goes off these lot, as you can see, I'm in the shade there, so they might get weighted. And the sun's just gone off these as well. Just going down at the back of that big tree behind me. When I've strawed the tunnel, I'm all having a good dollop in there. Obviously keeping it away from that lot. These have took nicely in their new compost. With new growth on. Right, this lot has got to come out. There's stuff trying to come through and I'm fighting for light. So it's forget-me-nots and the blue and white bluebells. Started putting them up. And my carrots in my tubs, they need topping up again. I have earthed the carrots up myself, but they need levelling now altogether, like I'm doing there. Just got that lot to do there. That's the smallest one, is an odd one, there's about a similar size. So I'm just helping him out, because I want him to catch up with these. So there's his little greenhouse. And that's it for tonight, people. Austin, evening. Right.
Cheers, Mick.
Me and the missus have had a meeting, or the missus had a meeting, and no more Zooms on a Sunday. I'm moving to a Thursday. So the next Zoom will be Thursday, the 8th of July. But yeah,
July.
Yeah.
July. Yeah.
June, sorry.
June, that's curry night. We're already booked out on that night.
So we got to go out on a Sunday now the weather's better, which we said we'd do. So it's threatened me basically. So it'll be a Thursday, because first Thursday of the month is our meetings, i.e. general speaker. So it'll be one of the Thursdays after, either second, third or fourth. But you'll have a message before and day before saying there's a Zoom. But if you're going to do it, it'll be on YouTube the day after.
In your back garden, Mick.
Yes.
I got no delphiniums anymore.
Yeah, I'm just coming into flower now.
On the other day, see them on the picture, like.
Nah, this was these are a week old. All these factories. Yeah. I could show you out the window, couldn't I? No, you're going to see sod all. Or I'll pull the lead out and I'll cuss. In fact, I got to tie them up. There's the weight on them. But one just opening now. That'll be on the next one.
Mick,
It's on the next bugger.
that canner
Yes.
from the council, when you're taking your hound for a walk, did it make it through the winter?
No, I've had a look. In fact, there on the next dollop of. I took another photo this afternoon because of the cutbacks. They used to do all the borders. They used to clear them of weeds and cut back anything. And the weeds are that high now. It's covered the old canners. Like the old canner leaves, the plant itself is probably 9 inches high. Now the weeds have overtook them, meaning when the council come back again, they're just going to trim the lot. It's got that overgrown, everything, even the grass. I'm not cutting the grass anymore. It's gone to crap. That's what I was keeping an eye on, the canners. There's no shoots yet. Any new shoots? But
Nick,
yes.
does anybody grow the wild meadow seed thingies? Know what I mean? The mixed bags of you've got.
Wildflowers, like.
Yeah. As I was thinking, I'd like to have some in my garden, but not let them seed, because I've got packets of seeds here, about 500 grams of seeds. I've got 9 packets. A friend gave me all different mixtures, and I'd like to grow them, but I was thinking of growing them in pots, and once they flower, just go, so they don't self-seed everywhere, because I've got seed enough for, I don't know, 100 years.
Yeah.
We tried them, they never ever worked.
No?
No. Tried them umpteen times and they just wouldn't take.
Oh, okay.
You scatter some up by the new shed, Mick, by the football club.
Cheers, Austin. He's had loads of plants off Paul.
Okay.
Yeah, all that bloody seed I put down, he's walked over and I know what you mean. No, we try to look after him, keep the peace, but don't always work. Right, people, if that's it, hope you enjoyed it. It's past the hour. So Thursday, 8th of June. Right, I'll get a link day before.
See you later then, lad. Bye.
Cheers all.
Good night.
Bye.